So James Gunn, you are very interesting with what you're saying about Peacemaker, and I was gonna make this two separate videos, but I decided to combine them because I think he's being very careful with the words he's saying. So this is only a theory. This will also maybe contain some type of spoiler for Peacemaker season 2. So if you don't want to hear that, I'll click off now. But he went in to say G.I. Robot, who we've all been kind of talking about, is probably going to be in Peacemaker season 2. That G.I. Robot, of course, he was in Creatures Commando, is going to come into live action, and his sole purpose is basically to kill the Nazis. It makes perfect sense why he would be in Peacemaker season 2, judging by what we've theorized for so long and what the latest reveal was in episode 6. But he went on to say it's not necessarily in Peacemaker season 2. I don't know if I could really decipher too much out of that. It's weird that he says, he doesn't flat out say he's not in Peacemaker season 2. It's not necessarily in Peacemaker season 2. It literally comes to my mind that there is somebody helping the 11th Street kids, but they never see who it is until a later TV show or movie where we actually see G.I. Robot was in kind of this thing. That's kind of like what I mean. Like, he's there. It makes so much sense that he's there, but he's not technically in Peacemaker season 2. He's kind of like something that is also going on in another way. Maybe it could connect it in some way that G.I. Robot was actually kind of working to take down Earth X, which, we don't actually technically know if it's Earth X. It seems like it is, but we never really got the confirmation yet, because then he goes on to say something we've all been kind of talking about, because he's been hyping up the fact that, yeah, this is probably going to feature some crazy stuff. He confirms Superman doesn't appear in Peacemaker season 2, which is really wild, and he gave a reason for it. David Cornsweet was very upset that Nicholas Hoult got to be on the show and he didn't. It just didn't work. Three things technically I want to say here. Either he's just lying, and that's the route he's going, which is not uncommon. We've seen it many times. The second thing I want to say is he may be just Clark Kent in the show. A cameo in some way of Clark Kent coming out with maybe some article about Peacemaker, considering Peacemaker made a cameo in Superman talking mad shit about Superman. And, obviously he doesn't know that Clark Kent is Superman, so Clark Kent can come at him in some way depending on what events happen in Peacemaker. But another thing I want to talk about, he's referring to Superman the most, and I almost could see him, like the theory we've been talking about, is David Cornsweet's not going to be Superman in Peacemaker season 2. He's going to be Overman, the evil Superman that Earth X is known to see. And I'm thinking it's happening, man. I don't think we're going to see Superman take on Overman. It might just be Peacemaker taking on Overman, kind of going more with the fact of how much Peacemaker does not like the Superman character. I don't know, man. I just feel like he's very careful with how he calculates words, and it could be that we're reading too much into it, but of course we are fans of this, so we are going to go crazy at whatever he says, and we're going to dissect it in any way. But I think it has some credibility that David Cornsweet will appear in some way. He was saying David Cornsweet was upset that Nicholas Hoult got to be in the show and he didn't, which makes you think like maybe he's not in it at all. Or again, maybe we could go into the fact that Overman is somebody we've seen before, that I feel like could be a case of Henry Cavill. I don't know, but let me know what you think of this down below.